There is no criminal more frightening than the serial killer. From Ted Bundy to the Unabomber, they instill fear and generate morbid public fascination.
There is a letter sitting in a police archive in San Francisco. It arrived in 1969. For 51 years, nobody could read it. Not the FBI, not the NSA, not the hundreds of amateur codebreakers who spent their entire adult lives staring at its symbols, convinced the answer was somewhere just beneath the surface. The man who sent it promised that inside this letter was his real name. And his real name was the one thing that every detective, every victim's family, every obsessed researcher had been looking for ever since the killings began. In December 2020, 3 people finally broke it. What they found was not a name. To understand why this cipher mattered so much, you have to understand the game the Zodiac Killer was playing. Starting in 1968, a killer operating in the Northern California began sending taunting letters to Bay Area newspapers. Not confessions, not apologies, but puzzles. He included coded ciphers, grids of strange symbols that looked almost like a language and almost like noise. And he made a demand: publish them on the front page. Every single one. Or he will go on a killing spree that weekend. Think about that for a second. This person wasn't just killing people. He was running a media operation. He wanted to be read. He wanted to be feared. He wanted, above everything else, to be chased. The first cipher he sent, 408 characters, was cracked within a week. A schoolteacher and his wife solved it in 1969 using nothing but patience and pattern recognition. What was inside? A monologue about hunting humans, about collecting slaves for the afterlife. Disturbing, but not a name. So, the Zodiac doubled down. In November 1969, he mailed a second cipher, 340 characters, and this time, he promised it would finally reveal who he was. Law enforcement at every level took a run at it, and all of them failed. For 51 years, the Z340 became the cold case inside the cold case. A locked room that nobody could enter. A puzzle that defeated everyone who touched it. Until 3 people, none of whom were law enforcement, decided they weren't going to stop. David Oranchak is a software developer from Virginia. He had been studying the Zodiac ciphers for over a decade, not as a job, but as an obsession. Sam Blake is a mathematician from Australia. Jarl van Eyck. Now I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the names correctly, so I'm sorry if I'm completely butchering these, but Jarl van Eyck is a programmer from Belgium who built specialized code-breaking software specifically designed to attack the Z340. 3 people, 3 different countries, connected by the internet and a shared conviction that the answer was in there somewhere. They just hadn't found the right angle yet. They ran 650,000 different decryptions configurations through Van Eyck's software. 650,000 attempts over weeks of computation. And then, on November 28th, 2020, one of them clicked. Here's what made the Z340 so resistant for so long. The Zodiac hadn't just used a simple substitution cipher like the first one. He had deliberately layered the reading directions. Some rows went left to right, some rows went right to left, some went diagonally, in a shifting pattern designed specifically to defeat standard decryption methods. He had learned from being cracked the first time. Think about what that means. This person, after his first cipher was solved in a week, he sat down and engineered a more sophisticated version, one that would hold for 5 decades. This is not the behavior of someone who wanted to be caught. This is the behavior of someone deeply invested in staying ahead. And for 51 years, he was. The FBI officially confirmed the solution on December 11th, 2020, 51 years after the letter had been mailed. So, after half a century, after every intelligent agency, after hundreds of amateur codebreakers, after 650,000 configurations of specialized software, what did it say? The decoded message reads in part, "I hope you are having lots of fun in trying to catch me. I am not afraid of the gas chamber because it will send me to paradise, all the sooner because I now have enough slaves to work for me." Now, let that sit for a second. No name, no location, no confession in the way anybody had hoped for. Just him talking directly across 51 years, fully confident he would never be caught, fully content with that outcome. And here's the detail that has haunted researchers more than anything else. He misspelled paradise. P-A-R-A-D-I-C-E. Now, this is a man who engineered 340 characters of deliberate misdirection, who adapted his methods after being cracked, who layered shifting directional patterns specifically to defeat professional cryptographers. And he misspelled the place he claimed to be heading. Place he believed people he killed were now serving him. Whether that was carelessness or something that reveals a fracture between the persona he constructed and the person he actually was, nobody can say for certain. But it's right there. Right in the middle of 51 years of carefully maintained dominance. P-A-R-A-D-I-C-E. Here's what the cracked cipher does not explain. The Zodiac explicitly promised that Z340 contained his name. That was the whole premise. Crack this. Find out who I am. There was no name. 3 possibilities exist. 1. He lied. The name was never in there. It was just bait. A way to keep investigators and newspapers chasing something that didn't really exist. To keep himself relevant. To keep the game going. 2. The name is still in there, hidden in sections of the cipher that the team solution hasn't fully accounted for. Parts of Z340 that remain debated even after the 2020 confirmation. And 3. There is a 4th cipher. Z13, 13 characters long, mailed separately. The Zodiac said explicitly that Z13 would give police his name. Z13 has never been solved. 13 characters, one cipher, one name. Possibly. Never solved. The Zodiac's confirmed victims were 5 people. The suspected total is higher. His identity has never been legally established, and the case remains officially open. And somewhere, in 13 characters that have been defeated every attempt for every 50 years, there may or may not be answers. So the next time someone tells you the Zodiac was finally decoded, remember what the code actually said. It said he was comfortable. It said he was patient. It said he was waiting in paradise. "51 years to read 340 characters. And after all of it, we still don't know his name. The cipher is solved. The case is not. And somewhere, in 13 characters nobody has cracked, maybe, just maybe, it never will be. That's the file for tonight. If this one stayed with you, good. It should. Drop a comment below. Do you think the Zodiac's identity will ever be officially confirmed? And what do you think is inside Z13? I read every single one. Maybe we can decode it ourselves. Like the video if you want more cases like this. Subscribe so you never miss when we open the next file. And maybe don't stare too long at things that were never meant to be solved. I'm Kenji Yams. This is the After Dark File. We'll see you in the dark.